Christian Hackenberg. Again, please raise your hand, and we'll bring the microphone to you.
Hey, Christian. I noticed Saturday you were wearing long sleeves under your jersey. In the cold weather games, how come you like to wear the long sleeves?
I just wear them. I think it helps just keep my arm warm, instead of getting cold. So it's just something I do for cold weather.
Do you, like during all the practices when it's cold outside, wear the long sleeves as well?
Yep.
Does anyone give you, a lot of the guys who said like, we gotta not wear them because we want to look like really powerful out there, do they give you any trouble for wearing long sleeves, or do they know that as a quarterback maybe?
Yeah, I mean, Ty Howard jokes to me a lot about it, but it's just something that I do. They really don't pay much attention to it.
Christian, this season you've thrown a lot of passes. Can you kind of talk a little bit about how you try to manage your pitch count, so to speak? Has that been kind of a focus from the coaching staff to make sure you're not throwing too much this late in the season?
Yeah, definitely. I practice. I'm just taking the reps that I really need to make, to take, and I think that goes back to the off season, a lot of throws then as well. So I think with the new guys coming in, it's going to help out. But right now, it's just really just focusing on the reps I need to take and warm it up.
Have you noticed that C.J. Lanian has kind of picked up his game? At any point in the season, have you kind of noticed that maybe he's turned it on a little bit more in practice?
Yeah, I think the whole defense has. I know C.J. has came up and made a lot of great plays for us. I think that the defense feeds off that, and each week someone else seems to just step up and make a play for us on that side of the ball.
Christian, what are some of the difficulties you're preparing for this week to go against this Wisconsin defense, and specifically when you're preparing to go against a 3-4 versus a 4-3, what are some of the things you have to learn to look for?
Yeah, the 3-4 versus the 4-3, it's just variations in my mind points and, run game type of stuff. But, I think that they're a really good team. They're athletic. I think that their best thing is that they don't make many mistakes. They play really well together. So, we have to really focus offensively on not making mistakes and, just keeping stringing drives together one play at a time.
Christian, over the last couple of weeks, seems like you've been finding Brennan a lot more. He's become a large part of the offense. Going forward, you guys saw the game play, looking forward to the next year and beyond. Kind of get excited, because I know you guys are tight. Kind of get excited to get that connection.
Yeah, I think Adam's just gotten better each week. He's really focused on his practice habits, and he's starting to make more of an impact. So I think a lot of the young guys are really looking forward to that. But right now, we're focused on Wisconsin, and Adam's going to try and continue to make those plays for us next week.
Christian, going into your last game, could you reflect on the year you've had and kind of where you think you might have progressed as a quarterback?
Yeah, it was tough for me. I think just trying to understand, the bigness and stage I was stepping into. But, I think each week guys like Ty Howard, the seniors, really were good guys for me to talk to. They've all been through it. And, each week I was just trying to get better mentally up top, and then just trying to stay as good shape as I could physically to continue to make plays for the team and help the team out. That's been my goal, just managing the games and trying to help the team win and put us in situations where we can be successful.
When it's as cold as it was on Saturday and probably will be this Saturday, what adjustments do you make, if any, as a quarterback throwing the ball?
I just try not to think about it. Just keep my hands warm and go out there and just throw the football. At the end of the day, you got to deal with the elements. It's part of the game. So, the less you think about it, I think the better it helps.
Tougher to throw it when it's frozen solid or when it's soaking wet?
Soaking wet.
Christian, back home. How's the coaching you received under Mickey down in Virginia compared to the coaching you received under Coach O'Brien and Coach Fisher up there?
Yeah, I think it's two totally different types of coaching. Coach Sullivan was doing it for a while, but he was more of an old school type coach. So he really helped develop me, I think, as a person. And up here, these guys do a great job of that as well. But I think that the football aspect and the intricacies of the quarterback position I'm more focused on. And I think that's been an adjustment, and it's really helped with my overall knowledge of the game.
Now, you and the guy I talked about
My dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he and I talk. Yeah, he played at UVA, so he was under Gary Tranquil, so he has a lot of knowledge from him. So, you know, my dad and I talk, but he really just tries to sit back and enjoy it. You know, he's coached me long enough. He coached me throughout high school. He helped me out, so he's really just trying to sit back and enjoy it now.
Christian, is this season gone by quickly for you, given everything that you've kind of had to absorb and everything that's been thrown at you, or does it seem like it's taken a long time?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. You know, I think everything's flown by. You know, I feel like I just ran out of the tunnel against Syracuse. So, but then again, you know, the physical toll, it's a little bit of a grind. I think we're all feeling it, but you know, this week we're really focused on getting healthy, and we're really excited about this last opportunity here against Wisconsin.
Christian, there's been a lot of tough games. What's the biggest thing that you've learned through the adversity you faced?
I think that you really just need to understand you're going to make mistakes and then just continue to not make those, or try to continue to not make those mistakes once you learn from them. And then, you know, really for me, this year my focus has just been to be a game manager, so just understanding the game more importantly, and then, you know, understand that when your number's called to make a play, you have to execute on all cylinders, from the offensive line, you know, teammate to the receivers running the right routes.
Christian, what lessons have you learned from some of the bumps in the road this year, like particularly the road games, that you think you can benefit from, the team can benefit from this week?
Yeah, you know, we have had some trouble on the road. I think this week's going to help. Just being focused on football. You know, we haven't had a bye week here in a while, so we've been stringing a couple games back to back. So I think this week we're just going to be more focused, and you know, I think that's a big focus for us, is being focused and healthy, and then go through the game and just lay it all on the line.
And also, how much have you learned about, how much have you had to, you know, change your touch, or has that come into play as far as, you know, short passes, and can you talk about that part of the game?
Yeah, you know, I think being able to manipulate the football is a big thing in the quarterback position, so, you know, sometimes you don't have to necessarily get the comeback or the little swing pass, you know, just put a little touch on. That's something I've been focusing on, and, you know, I think getting to learn the receivers and how they run their routes is also key, because, you know, that can be a big timing mechanism as well, so.
Christian, I think a common line of thought would be having a dynamic receiver like Allen would make everything easier for you. But what have you maybe learned about playing quarterback from a receiver like that, if that makes sense?
You know, it makes life a lot easier, I think, in some situations. You know, Allen's a great player. He's made a lot of plays that saved me on a couple of plays. So, you know, I think having him around helps our whole receiving core. You know, a guy like him, he's had success now for 2 years in the Big Ten, and I think the younger guys are really starting to learn from him. And, you know, for me, I just try and learn, you know, how he runs his routes, you know, what he does to make himself different. And then that also helps me in turn with, you know, how I'm going to adjust my drop, how I'm going to adjust the touch on the ball, how, you know, all those type of things. So I think building a relationship with him has really helped, I think, the whole health of the quarterback and wide receiver groups.
Christian, you know, you think about quarterbacks and wide receivers, the relationship that they build, but you brought up Ty Howell twice already. You know, how important is that relationship with the center, and how has that grown and developed this year for you?
Yeah, he and I work together a lot with the run game, so we'll have conversations at the line of scrimmage sometimes about what we want to do, and that's a big part of this offense, and making sure that the offensive line and the quarterback and everyone's on the same page, just making sure that we see everything through the same set of eyes. So Ty Howell's been an important guy for me to build a relationship with, and I can't thank him enough for everything he's done for me.
Christian, assumingly this will be your first of many times at this dais for the next 3 or 4 years. You had a lot of stories written about you. You're on TV very often. How much do you pay attention to the publicity as a true freshman?
You know, I really try and not focus on it too much. It's not something that you really can't, you know, it's someone's opinion, and you just really got to focus on the people that are important, you know, your coaching staff, you know, your teammates, and trying to be the best teammate and the best player for the coaches that you can be, and really just help the team become better. I think that's key at the end of the day, especially at the quarterback position.
Christian, do you get to watch any other, sorry, back right here. Do you get to watch any other quarterbacks around the country? Who's the college quarterback currently that you like to watch the most?
I like to watch A.J. McCarron. I think that he runs a similar type of offense, and you know, he does a lot of the same things at the line of scrimmage. He does well with managing the football game, and I think that that's something that I was focusing on this year, and he's done that well for 3 years. So.
Penn State hasn't always had freshmen talking to the media, and I wonder, you've been through a lot of it with us this year. What's it been like for you? How much of an educational experience has it been, and has it been difficult at all?
Yeah, you know, it's been different. Obviously, it's a change of pace here. You know, I've had a lot of people, you know, I think the recruiting process has changed, and a lot of people are getting being talked to at a lot of the younger ages now. I think my first interview was probably my sophomore year, and then, you know, going into here. So, you know, it's been different. It's been definitely in a larger scale, you know, with ESPN and that type of stuff. So, you know, I just try and take it with a grain of salt and, you know, try and make it positive.
Christian, going into Camp Randall for the first time, you went into Ohio Stadium the first time and like the first time. Is there any point before the game that you take a split second maybe to say, wow, here I am, or is that only for after the game?
Yeah, you know, I really try not to focus on that. You know, it's more just the game plan and making sure the guys are ready to play, making sure my head's in the right place to play.
Christian, you've referred to managing games a few times today. Now, a lot of times